Welcome back to another visit from the FBI. I am your host, Detective Mark Smarks, and I am joined, as always, by my partners in crime fighting. Starting off with District Attorney Vincent K. Fay. What's going on, man? How are you?
I've never heard you open this with "Welcome back," so
Welcome back. Tie into the other episode.
so I'm caught off guard by probably one of the least significant things that we could have be a reason to get caught off guard. But yeah, we're yeah.
Yeah,
I'm here.
You're here.
It's a Tuesday.
And then, right there in the middle.
Right there.
Yeah,
damn.
right. The other way. You got
There.
in the middle. From up north, RCMP JLB. What's going on, man?
Nothing much, good sir. We are live, and now more live, more than ever. We are on video, and we are doing a WBU. This might maybe still be audio when it comes down to it, but I'm good sir. I can't complain. I passed my exam, so I'm a happy camper and ready to fantasy book. I'm just not sure we're going to be friends after I do my fantasy booking with you guys, because you're not going to like it.
I feel like we should have. I feel like we should have a little lady, and then we could be like three beards and a little lady.
Well, I just want people to witness the beard, right? So that they know, what
Beardology.
I am offering if we can get those 10 new Patreon subscribers, right? This is going to become a Hulk Hogan beard. Doesn't everybody want to see that?
I'm going to go subscribe 10 times tonight.
10 times tonight. Best $30 I ever spent. So, as always, if you're new to this particular show, the Fantasy Booking Institute is the show where we challenge each other to book some unlikely and often impossible scenario in the world of professional wrestling. We don't discuss them in advance, so our answers are made up entirely on the spot. And sometimes that's for the better, and sometimes it's for the worst. But it's always in a little excitement, an adventure. So, before we get into the fantasy booking, I'd like to remind everyone that Raw and Order is part of the Tatnus Co. Podcast Network. So head on over to tatnusco.com. and click the partners link, the network link, and see the other episodes that are on the network there.
There's plenty of them, so do it, and then but make sure you come right back. Just come right
and then
back.
Come back here for another episode of FBI or the WBU or whatever.
Or maybe
Also,
if we get to the botch-alongs, we'll see.
Yeah, no, 4 months gone. I'm sorry about that, man. Life's been,
Yeah,
people,
no worries.
Yeah. So, but the next one, I mean, we can do this way, and so that's a plus.
There's a plus. We'll get our actual reactions. Facial. We'll see the oh my god, or what did Officer Smarks do? Ugh.
The little note at the bottom. Did you just do that? That's fun.
Yeah, right down there.
Right
like,
there.
Share, and subscribe. And you can follow us on social media at Raw and Order WBU. You can follow those other marks at their other places too. But,
Wow, dick. Anyway, all right. So we're doing FBI.
We're doing
show.
FBI fantasy booking. So, since I know you guys are going to be mean, and I actually wasn't going mean, I will give you guys the floor to.
I'll let you go. Go ahead, Canada.
Yay. Oh, I really should get I should get like a Canada sweater just to piss you guys off.
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, you guys were kind of alluding to it. I am not going to book her championship technically, but I would like you to book how you bring her into Raw, and you have to technically book a successful storyline, and you can't half-ass it with, well, she's garbage, I'm just gonna throw her down and face Lana every week. No, you actually have to book a successful run for Miss Evolution herself, Eva Marie.
Okay, well, hey,
do you want to go first, or you want?
I I don't care who goes first. I just want to point out, you say you can't just book her to face off with Lana every week. That's exactly what Vince would do.
No,
right?
no,
That's
you're booking
the MO for
successful
Raw.
storyline.
I'll play by your rules. I'm just saying that is the MO for Raw. When they bring someone in like her, they put her into a feud with someone, and they just have them go out and squash them for 4 months.
I mean, I feel like if Vince is going to throw this back to the '90s and just go on lack of talent. By the way, I'm rather disappointed in our jury for not lighting up my Twitter.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed too.
It was definitely calmly accepted. Apparently, that Ava Marie is going to be fantastic. Best wrestling redhead.
You didn't do enough
hashtag of the year. Yeah, maybe I needed to do more of that. I'll go first, I suppose.
Okay.
But if Ava Marie, if Vince is bringing back Ava Marie under the premise of attractiveness sells, then I think the first thing that you have her do is win a bra and panties battle royal. And
not in today's day and age, you don't.
No, it's a horror. It's just that's what it feels like by him bringing her back, by them bringing her back. I do genuinely hope that she's worked on her wrestling skills. I have some serious doubt about it, but I do genuinely hope that she's better than she has been in the past. That said, golly, I probably do a slow build here. I think the only way that you're going to get some respect for her is to have a slow build, to have her, win a couple matches, not dominantly. Maybe she uses the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, and she does a couple roll-ups for wins and builds some slow confidence. I wouldn't have her in the title picture until probably Survivor Series. And it would be right after Survivor Series where, maybe she gets she's the last woman standing in the Survivor Series match. There can be the cool part that Survivor Series does afford a newcomer like that is that newcomer.
Well, she hasn't been there
whatever the hell she is.
Yeah.
That it does afford her is the ability to get some wins over big names because they're already spent, or working together or something like that. I think that maybe establishes some legitimacy with her, potentially having a win, over Charlotte in the Survivor Series match or something like that. I don't think that earns her the title shot. I think it just gains her some legitimacy. We've said this numerous times before. I think Survivor Series needs to have stakes to it that are better than bragging rights. Not that there's anything wrong with bragging rights. I think that bragging rights are probably a weaker piece to that puzzle. And I think this is a really good year to introduce the draft positions or the when you come into the Royal Rumble position pairings for those 5 competitors, knowing that the 5 competitors on the losing side have to be the first 5 in, and the 5 competitors on the winning side are the last 5 in, or something along that line. I think that's a really good way to do that, and then you can have her get a win, get a late entrance into the Royal Rumble. Maybe not even win the Royal Rumble, but you can get her into a title mode there, or maybe she's on the losing team at Survivor Series, but does so exceptionally well at Survivor Series. She comes in at the 5 spot, pushes all the way to the end of the Royal Rumble, is the last one eliminated, and now she's so heavily impressed people, on a developmental streak, not necessarily a winning streak, because nobody's going to believe Ava Maria is Goldberg. They just aren't going to do it. And so, developing through that over the year with, a couple losses here and there, she can lose via roll up a couple times. I think her first 4, 5, 6, 10 wins need to be via roll up, and then have her develop into, a grit type match where she suffers through, passes out to the sharpshooter from Natty. Yes, that disrespects Stone Cold a little bit, but it's something. It gives you something in that environment, and have that develop a character for her that is about grit. That is, I'm working at learning this, and then by the end, I think over a year's time, really at Royal Rumble, you could have her lose the Royal Rumble. But have impressed so well that her pod's the last one to open in the Elimination Chamber, and it's just her and Mandy Rose that come out. Or I would hope by this point, Shayna Baszler's a champion already, and maybe a separate championship match, because that's the one person that you can't just fake this with. In my opinion, I think you could even fake it with Asuka. Like, you could have her get a surprise roll up with Asuka. You're not going to pull that off with Baszler with Ava Marie,
right?
So,
for sure.
No, zero believability to that. So that's what I would do. It'd be a slow burn to build to, not necessarily a Royal Rumble win, not necessarily anything like that, but to win the Raw Championship in Elimination Chamber through impressive performances at multiple woman events. I think that opens up a lot of doors, especially if she develops, like a high flying move that can just, if she can learn how to do like a swanton at Elimination Chamber, that'd be gold. Say you have Charlotte in the ring, somebody taps, she hits the swanton on Charlotte, gets the win, pin, victory, ta-da, Ava Marie's the new champion. She performed an impressive move. It's really going to come down to whether or not she's developed her skills at all. If she has not, it does not sell at all. And when I said bra and panties match, that's the only way you're going to sell this, which sucks. And nobody wants to see. Number one, they're out there in bra and panties anyways, so that's stupid. And then number two, or the equivalent of bra and panties. I'm not saying they're actually in bra and panties, but number two, that's selling the sexualization. If she's not any better, the only way to go is to sell the sexualization. And I hope that that's not the case. That's really my genuine hope. My genuine hope is they brought back a wrestler when they let go a model.
That makes sense. That absolutely makes sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the opposite. You said you can't go Goldberg with her. You're fucking going Goldberg with her, right? She's coming in and she's steamrolling people. That's the here's the deal: is the only way that, as far as I'm concerned, they can sell her as a improved wrestler is to have her dominate people. If they have her sneak out victories with roll-ups and all of that stuff, it doesn't sell her as a threat.
But I was seeing that as a developmental thing. Like, she develops into a in-ring.
Yeah, no, I get that, but their whole thing
here.
Yeah, their whole thing with bringing her back is she's not developmental anymore. She spent her time down in NXT, and then got fired. She now she's back to the main roster. She shouldn't be developmental anymore. She shouldn't be developing. She should be a thing. And so they're gonna fucking. I said Goldberg. They're gonna Ronda Rousey her. Is what they're gonna do. They're gonna put her straight into the main title picture, they're going to, have her face off with Asuka, who I want to point out, I brought this up on the previous show. She has a history with Asuka. In all of the time when Asuka was bragging about her streak, they were very careful because they had to say she's never been beaten in a singles match, because she did have one loss on her record at that time. And that was in a battle royal in NXT. And who eliminated her from the battle royal?
Eva Marie.
So they can build on that, but have her go after Asuka, have her go after Charlotte, have her go through and dominate. It's the only way that they can sell her as a big deal is to not have her eke out victories, but actually win. Now, I'm not saying they have to be squash matches, but I'm saying they have to be matches that in the end she wins convincingly. She also has to win them by a move, not a surprise roll up, in my opinion. I don't know what move she could have, but I bet they call it the women's evolution and the women's evolution. And it's some sort of devastating hip attack or some shit like that. And that's how she is able to eke out that victory, is not eke out, win convincingly. Once she's won a few convincingly here and there, she can, win a few more here. Maybe they do the thing where they team her up with another number one contender type, and will they be able to survive, like her and Charlotte as partners against Asuka and Rhea Ripley? Can they convincingly do it and have her be the victor in that match and then turn on Charlotte after, and then build up to this whole, can she beat Charlotte to become the number one contender? But the only way I think we're going to buy her as a competitor is if they have her go off and show off some real skill, and win, and be in the. I'm not saying she's the champion by the end of the year, but I'm saying they put her up there into the main title picture. So
I think that's a reasonable thought process. I just think that you're not going to have. You have to have that, and it doesn't have to be. I definitely will not believe a squash match. Will not believe a squash match. I think the only wrestler right now that they could have come back and do a series of squash matches, that one that's currently performing, you could obviously have Baszler do that, just go on a tear, and then I think that you could also have some serious value in Becky's return doing that, but I don't know that happens.
I mean, her physique seems like it's really, like she's really still kind of petite. So I don't know how you'd make squashing happen necessarily, especially when you got people like Rhea Ripley, even Asuka now. She has that one win. I could definitely see if Vince even remembers that being a thing, because that was in NXT, So,
so it's an NXT, so Vince probably doesn't remember. You're correct.
Right.
No, and that's why I do it. There are a few wrestlers she could have squash matches against. Particularly
Lana and Natty.
Lana, and maybe Natty, and I wouldn't like her to have a squash match against Dana Brooke, but the way they booked Dana Brooke recently, I would 100% buy a squash match from her. So, but other than that, no, you're right. Like, you can't have her do a squash match against Charlotte or Shayna Baszler or Nia Jax. But if you have her do competitive matches where she definitively wins in the end, that's a different thing altogether. So
yeah, I wouldn't disagree.
But if you really want to ask how I would book Eva Marie is I fucking wouldn't.
Right. I figured you'd go that route. That's why I'm like, successfully.
I would say no. I would be like, we are not booking you, Eva Marie.
Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe in 2 months they won't be booking her anymore. So we'll see.
Yes.
So,
Well,
I'm glad you guys don't hate me.
I wouldn't say I don't hate you. But,
That's fair.
But we will go ahead and move on to challenge number 2. And again, I will open it up if DA Fabe wants to do it, or I could do my challenge.
Well, I'm not going to go Ava Marie, so I don't want to give her more credit than it's due. when it's due, we'll give it to her. I will. Smarks is out permanently.
If she can at least be better than Ronda Rousey, I'll give her credit. But
yeah,
I don't have high hopes for even that.
There's a lot of fans that are excited about Ava Marie being back. It blows my mind. But I mean, best thing to happen to wrestling since Tegan Knox.
I would argue amongst those fans that sales of Jergens hand lotion have also increased.
Wow. Dirty.
And he's the married one, folks.
They didn't increase for me, but that's all I'm saying. There is no doubt there's a reason that they brought her back, and it is not her wrestling skill. Right.
Yeah, it's a very Vince McMahon thing to do.
We don't know that it's not her wrestling skill, though. It may have changed. She might have gotten better. So.
She may have gotten better, but is she better than Chelsea Green?
I don't know yet.
I still doubt it. Is she better than Peyton Royce? I also doubt it. Is she better than Mickie James? I would say no. And that's the deal is if they're going after wrestling skill, there's dozens of wrestlers. No matter how much she's improved, there's dozens of wrestlers that are above her. I guarantee.
Okay.
They went after her because she's got look and marketability, which is the same reason they went after her the first time.
Absolutely. So, my booking is probably more vicious, because we have developed a routine that occurs in mid-April. So, April 15th of 2022. I want you to go ahead and book the firings.
Book the firings for next year. Okay. Is there a quota?
I would say you just have to do. I don't know. It has to be a number that's large enough to go, what the fuck? So, five minimum.
5 minimum. Okay.
You can do more. You can 5 main roster, 5 big names minimum. You can throw in some little names. You can, Drake Maverick finally goes, or that's not a big name. It has to be somebody that we consider a primary title contender, long run, not immediately, but long run. Somebody who could lose in matches against Seth Rollins or Seth Rollins himself, or could have a brief run. The Umaga level,
okay,
something like that.
Wow,
so
it's very rude.
So do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. So,
you already had that set up. He's like, Justin's not going first.
I was pretty certain. We've been doing this podcast with you for long enough. I'm pretty good at reading the room. So, in terms of wrestlers that are going to get let go, there's one name that is on my list of someone who I think they're going to let go just because they don't know what to fucking do with him. And that's Murphy. he's too good to not use, and they're just kind of like, I don't know what to do with him. So I think Murphy's going to be one of them. I don't know if he's a big enough name for this challenge, but
I'll hop in and say yes, he does qualify because he beat Roman. So
I also think, in fact, I'll go on the record right now and say I would be surprised if he's still around next year to be fired, but I think Jeff Hardy gets let go. So that's 2. I think Ricochet probably gets let go because I don't want them to. Maybe I do, so that he can go to a place that's going to actually fucking use him. But in terms of like to try to think of some really big names, that's going to be a little tougher. I think Mandy Rose gets let go because I don't think they know what to do with her. And ever since the whole Otis thing stopped, they're like, we'll just put her in a tag team with Dana Brooke. Never see her again.
it's like she was on an episode of Saved by the Bell.
Yeah. Because he probably fucking killed her. Robert Roode.
Damn. Yeah. He honestly hasn't been doing much.
Yeah, except for being the SmackDown Tag Team Champion.
I know, but it's really like, no one cares at all. And that's not Robert Roode's fault. That's clearly WWE. But
Mia Yim.
Mute yourself, fool. Let it finish.
Mia Yim, unfortunately. I think she gets gone. I think who else? Got to be a big name, really big name. I think that by this time next year, the Apollo Crews Nigerian Prince thing has run its course, and he's back to struggling, and they let him go. And then Samoa Joe of next year's firings, KO.
Oh my God, you son of a bitch. No.
Yeah, that's an ouch. I'm going to go and pipe in. That's crazy.
I don't want it to be him, but I just see, like, I don't think they understand or have an idea of what to do with him. So they just keep like, well, throw him into matches with the same people over and over again.
Yeah, but I feel like maybe they understand.
Sami Zayn, have him wrestle Sami Zayn again. He's done with that. Did he ever finish the thing with Randy Orton? Well, who cares? Let's have him wrestle Randy Orton again. So those are my predictions. I could probably throw some NXT wrestlers in there because they always cut NXT, but with NXT, they usually cut the lesser known ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not a big name with those.
Yeah, it's going to be like Brendan Vink and Chase Parker and Jake Atlas, who we haven't seen in fucking months now.
Thank God, no more Rainbow DDTs.
Kona Reeves, who I think is phenomenal, but I think he's out with a injury right now. So, anyways, but those are kind of my predictions. But
the one on yours that kind of blows my mind, the one on your, before JLB goes, it blows my mind that you went with Mia Yim, knowing full well that I mean they just got married, dude.
Yeah,
like, that's why that's part of the reason we haven't seen Keith Lee.
Keith Lee's also on my list.
Yeah, I would think Keith Lee.
You didn't say him, but
I didn't. But yeah, but you mentioned him now, and I'm like, yeah, he's going to be another one of those on the list.
That's it. No, I mean, that's a good list. The only person I'd probably disagree with is KO. I think it's a bit extreme. I think, although they don't know what to do with him, at the same time, I do believe they'll keep him because he's still an asset to everyone else. Then again, look what they did with Joe and Chelsea Green and thing. So, for sure, who knows what WWE is thinking. So, I guess it's my turn?
Yes, your turn.
So, I think this is the time they actually get rid of Ziggles.
I debated on him.
I'm it's gonna be tag team Fiesta. Ziggles and Rude are bouncing. That's gonna be two kind of your big names. They don't know what to do with them unless they randomly bring Rude back to NXT. But for now, they're on the cutting block. It's gonna be a Mexican Fiesta. We're gonna see the rest of the Lucha House Party bounce. So what is it? Kalisto. And who's the and El Dorado? They're both
Lindsay
gonna
Dorado.
Lindsay Dorado, sorry.
Dorado, yeah.
Are gonna bounce. And Humberto Carrillo as well. I even think what's his face? The Mr. Rose guy now. He is doing the give him a rose and kick it in his face kind of thing.
Angel Garza.
Garza, that's it. I think Garza is probably. They don't know what to do with him. They honestly don't know what to do with him since Andrade left, and unless they maybe bring him to NXT, but I don't know. I think he's going to be on the chopping block as well. This might be maybe the year also we see. Well, I mean, that might be harsh. Why is Jimmy Uso not on TV? He's injured?
I think he's recovering from an injury.
Okay. So, I don't know. I feel like they maybe might get rid of the Usos then, too. I feel like this Roman Reigns thing is going to be done by then.
Total disrespect to the tag division, huh?
Well, I mean, they have all these people now, and it's still a total disrespect to the tag division. So, are we really missing anything? I like your Jeff Hardy call. I think Jeff Hardy would be on that chopping block too. I don't see him.
Like I said, I would actually be surprised if he makes it to next year.
Yeah.
Considering he did the job to Jinder Mahal on main event this week.
I think Jinder's going to be back on the block too, man. I don't know what they're doing with this guy again.
I really thought the only reason I didn't put him on my list, I got to be honest with you, is WWE still has a huge desire to break into the Indian market. And that's why they teamed him up on main event with one of the members from Indus Share, I think, and someone else. I can't remember who. So.
One person who won't be there is Mansoor, because that guy's definitely staying on until 2028 since they have that deal with Saudi Arabia. So, I feel like El Fantasmo and that whole clique that he has with him. I mean, he's doing good in NXT though. But I felt like it took him a while for them to do anything with him. So maybe not. I don't know. That might just be me thinking WWE's going to go on some like Mexican tirade sort of ordeal. And yeah, Drew Maverick is probably going to be on that Drake Maverick. And I also meant Drew Gulak too, technically.
I can see him going. Yeah.
But it's so bad. It's so sad. He's such a great wrestler. Like, oh my God.
His gimmick was fantastic too. Prior to them pairing him
up.
What
was his gimmick?
That was when he had the PowerPoint presentations. It was hilarious.
Oh, that was
so much. I mean, better than anything. I don't know. Say Dominic Mysterio's done. I don't know. Yeah. Dominic's gimmick 15 years ago was pretty solid.
We always seem to mention that. Yeah, we always seem to mention that. That's hilarious.
We only mention it because it's a legit storyline they tried to tell.
Yeah. Very sad.
I will be so disappointed if during his run in his life they never try to throw back to that. My dad, Eddie. You're not my real dad, Ray.
Oh, I'm
Eddie's
sure
my
WWE
real
would make that a
dad.
storyline. Maybe not now that Eddie's dead. I feel like that, but I still see Vince maybe doing something.
They
I don't
waited
put it
enough
past
time,
him.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they waited enough time, but I think they waited enough time.
Yeah. That's a
Oh,
good
you
call.
don't think that'd be a good storyline?
I think it'd be a good storyline, but I think it also would be controversial. And some people would say, too soon. I mean, I say that anytime someone makes a joke about Wash getting stabbed through the chest by a harpoon in Serenity. So who am I to say what's too soon and what's not? You know?
Still too soon.
Still too soon. That's the joke that I'd heard at one point, just to go on this tangent for this, is, how do Reavers clean their spears? Well, they just put them through the wash.
Wow. That's harsh.
Yeah.
So before we get on to my challenge, right, or finish talking about this challenge, a little news thing just came across my little ticker on my phone. Reportedly, Daniel Bryan is officially done with the WWE.
What?
Reportedly, his contract ended last week, and so his loser leaves town match with Roman Reigns was the cover for him being gone.
Wow.
And,
Switching brands.
And that he's gone from the WWE is then to back up that at least theory, he's been moved to the alumni section on WWE.com. So,
wow. Okay, so we're not thinking this is a storyline kind of thing.
I was originally not sold on it, and I'm still not 100%. But like I said, according to Fightful.com, who've spoken to sources both inside and outside WWE, his contract either expired or was set to expire last week. He was then booked to lose to Roman Reigns in a loser leaves town match and moved to the alumni section on WWE.com. So, according to Fightful.com, he's out.
So the best way to tear down a guy before you know he goes to the competition is to have him have a really good match with your top guy.
Yep.
I don't think Daniel Bryan's gonna go anywhere else. I honestly think he's just gonna do something different and just I know he loves wrestling so much, but like
I think he's not gonna sign with any place else. So
right.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do
do a period.
Or a short-term storyline. He may very well have a 3 or 4 match set with Kenny Omega and sign up for it, and it's over 2 months, or it's over 3 months or 5 months. Those will be the only matches he does. Maybe half a dozen appearances in that time.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he's just going to do a tour of the air quotes lower tier wrestling things. Hit up AAA, hit up NWA, Impact, and go on and get his dream matches done.
Yeah.
Those ones that he feels like he can retire happy, knowing he finally got to wrestle Kenny Omega, finally got to wrestle Nick Aldis, finally got to wrestle
Nick Aldis,
Roosh, or fucking Dalton Castle. I don't know who his dream matches
Cody.
Yeah, getting that. So I think he's gonna jump through and try to get all of those dream matches out of the way.
So he would still be a 90-day then, no? Or no, because his contract ended?
If his contract expired, he shouldn't have a 90-day because that was an expiration. Typically, when that happens, they don't. So we will move on to my challenge to you guys. I wasn't going to be so mean. So my challenge was just simply I need you to do a WWE to AEW and vice versa talent swap of at least 5 wrestlers, right?
Oh,
So, and I say talent swap, meaning 1 for 1. So one goes up, one goes, you know what I mean? And the only real rule is it has to feel at least
equal.
relatively equal, right?
Okay.
So it can't be like the top 5 stars from WWE go to AEW and AEW sends their job squad. You know what I mean? It's got to be a relatively equal, and it's got to be something that sets up, you know, some good sort of matches on the other side. You know what I mean? Like if you took the top 5 guys from AEW and sent them to WWE, doesn't matter who you bring in from WWE, there's no one there to compete with them. So there's a balance you got to strike there. And at least one of them has to be a woman.
No one there to compete with them. Oh, nobody to compete in AEW left.
Yeah, nobody left.
Okay.
AEW to
I was like, are you literally saying the top 5 in AEW are all better, so much better than the top 5 in WWE?
I'm saying if the top 5 in AEW are gone, who are the people coming in going to compete with? You know, it's like, and Roman Reigns goes against Peter Avalon.
I'd watch it.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Yeah, I had a few in mind already. First one that just popped in my head. Am I muted? What's wrong?
No.
Can you hear me? Okay.
I said I was muting myself.
Oh, okay. Cool. So first one that came to my head was what's the tag team, the Seidel brothers there, Matt and Mike.
Matt and Mike
Seidel swap with the Street Profits. So that I think would be beneficial for both. They're kind of equivalent in terms of their ring styles. And I would just really like to. I feel like, though, they're not using the Street Profits in WWE as well as they did in NXT. And I think AEW would kind of bring the Street Profits back to those NXT days, and them facing Private Party, Young Bucks, and whoever would just be a gold mine. So I think that would be a fair enough switch.
So that's 2 then, right?
Well, I don't know. It's up to you guys. Do you want to count that as 1, or do you want to count that as 2?
He said it was 1 for 1. I don't know. I'm asking him.
Because do you count it a tag team for a tag team as 1, or do you count because it's 2 guys? Because I guess you could split them, but
since you're doing tag team for tag team, I would count it as 1.
Okay.
Just because they're
just wanted clarification.
If you were doing them as independent wrestlers, if you were saying Montez Ford to there, then they would count separate. So,
right, fair. Next up, a superstar. Yes, that's kind of the one I really mainly had. I don't want to put Kenny Omega anywhere. I don't want John Moxley to go back to WWE, so I won't do anything there. I think maybe this might be a bit controversial, but maybe they'll do better. No, they won't do better with her. Okay. Nyla Rose, and I am sorry, Nyla Rose swaps with Tamina. Is that kind of fair?
it's close enough.
Because
what?
Hold on.
I mean, I know. Yeah, here's the reason I'm saying it can be close enough because you can make up for the difference on a different trade. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like Nyla is definitely above Tamina on
For sure
on the trade cycle. But if on your next trade you skew it slightly towards WWE,
and that's it. And here's the thing: I feel like, I don't know, AEW can maybe do something with Tamina, because Tamina's been in WWE for like 10 years and she's done nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's a waste of her time. It's a waste of their money. Maybe AEW could finally do something with her, at least make her as what Nyla Rose at least was in AEW would at least be beneficial to her. So it's really more of a trade for Tamina in terms of seeing at least allow her to do what she wants in the ring. Because I feel like she might even be restricted. I don't know. I mean, or maybe she's just a bad wrestler. I don't know. Like, she has never been given a chance, and I feel super bad for her. You don't hear me saying that about Natalia because, well, I don't know. Natalia has no charisma. Too hurtful.
No, I don't have a problem.
No,
with it.
just right on. Okay, perfect.
I'll allow it.
All right, so might be a little bit controversial. Maybe this is where it goes up to WWE. Not necessarily, though. I don't see it as going up. But if you want to kind of do an even trade, Sammy Guevara for Ricochet.
Okay.
Again, Ricochet.
I feel like WWE is getting the raw end of that one, so you're okay with that.
Yeah, I think that kind of evens things out a bit. So
Yeah.
And here's the, I'm a Sammy Guevara fan, 100%. I think he's a future absolute star, but he's not there yet.
Right.
And Ricochet really should be.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Ricochet in any other company would be competing for the top belt.
Would be the champion. Yeah, already. I mean, and I don't know. Guevara might be good in WWE. His mic skills and all that, the look, the whatever. You know, WWE can maybe know what to do with him there. Not that they don't in AEW, but Blood and Guts is tomorrow, and I just realized and I'm super excited. Okay, so that's that. That's my third one. So fourth one. Fourth one. I'm going. Now, tell me if I can do this. I want to do Lance Archer for Keith Lee.
I think that's the way Keith Lee's
The way they're
currently-
booked, the way
now
they're
is-
booked, that's fair.
Okay, that's what I was more thinking along the lines of. And I don't know. Vince likes tall guys. Their AEW is kind of doing stuff with Lance. But honestly, I think he needs to leave Jake. I think that's kind of over now. And I don't know. I just don't care for it anymore. So, and they're obviously not, WWE's not doing anything with Keith. So, you know, oh, well, whatever. He's injured and married and whatever. But they weren't doing anything with him when he was there. So, by all means, you make that switch. Kenny versus Keith Lee. I am down. Let's go. And last one. This might be a tad. I feel like I might want to do a woman. So last one, I'm going to say Britt Baker for Becky Lynch. I didn't say Charlotte Flair because I just feel like Charlotte Flair would never leave WWE.
I'm debating whether I'll allow that as a fair trade.
I just think Becky's the better wrestler, but Britt would shine maybe a bit more. Oh, I mean, granted, she's kind of on top, but in AEW right now, and looks to be going after the title. At least that's what she's alluding to.
I may regret it, but I'll allow it.
Okay, so yeah, that would be my swap. You have, you know, the tag teams being evenly distributed there. Although Matt Sydal was already in WWE, he was Evan Bourne, right? Or am I confusing
Correct.
that with someone else? Yeah, so they didn't do anything with them then, but that was different times too. They probably still won't do anything with them because WWE doesn't know what to do with their tag divisions. So. But yeah, I think it's evenly distributed, and I think I'm regretting my last woman's one. But I'll leave it to that and let kayfabe go.
Okay. The very first thing that popped in my head when you said there was a swap of talent that had to be equally valuable, I think it would be foolish not to switch Shotzi Blackheart with Abaddon. I think Abaddon makes a better tag partner for Ember Moon. I think Shotzi needs a good quality singles push. I just think that that's a no-brainer of a move there, and I think they're both at similar talent levels. They just it would elevate both NXT and AEW by doing that swap.
Did you watch that tag match that just happened on NXT?
No, I didn't get to watch tonight. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I have a son who didn't do his homework.
Oh, that little devil.
Anyway, that's the one I do. That's the first one that popped in my head. The second one that popped in my head: can we do announcers?
Sure, why not?
Okay. My first thoughts were JR for Wade Barrett, and then I thought that's not fair to NXT at all. So I was gonna switch to Wade Barrett and probably Taz. I love Taz on the announcement table, and Taz still does dark, if I remember correctly. And so I would swap Wade Barrett and Taz, which totally fucks Taz's team, but that's okay. In my opinion, I think that's played its course. That's my real thoughts. I think on talent level, I would like to see Cesaro and Brian Cage switch spots. They're both powerhouses. Cesaro would get used better in AEW. Brian Cage would get used better in WWE, which is weird, but both of them would be better for it.
That
literally
is weird.
Would be
It's
better
true.
for it. It's probably the most undeniable of these. If I was the hard part with tag teams is WWE has two, so that are legitimate stay together tag teams. Can we bring Tucker back and reunite Heavy Machinery?
Nope, Tucker gone.
Oh. I just wanted to reunite them. It has nothing to do with actually switching anybody. I just wanted to reunite them.
But he's fired, so he won't be able to go anywhere.
He gone.
Otis too might be on the chopping block, by the way.
I consider it a disservice to Kenny Omega that he's never been in WWE. I don't know that there's an athlete in WWE that I consider at that level, though.
AJ.
If I'm gonna move AJ,
maybe.
If I'm gonna move AJ, he's gonna be in the same league as Kenny. The closest I would say right now is probably Drew. Salon.
Yeah, you're kind of breaking up a bit. Hold on.
Yeah, you might have to repeat all of that. You were breaking up all kinds.
Okay. Better now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So Roman does have some genuine pop to him, like Kenny does. But at the end of the day, he's not the performer that Kenny is. I just don't know that I could make it fair moving Kenny, which sucks. Because I'd really love to see Kenny in that up against the rest of that division or the rest of WWE.
You just might have to make it up on a future one.
Well, this is my fourth one though.
Yeah,
So
your fifth one's got to be a banger.
I'm gonna make it the potential and total overall star power. I am gonna switch Kenny, and I'm gonna switch him with Keith Lee.
Okay,
That's fair.
Which makes it less difficult. And then I have to make it beneficial to AEW. So I'm gonna go. All right, let me justify this after I'm done, because you guys are gonna be like, that's not beneficial to AEW. I'm gonna go with, on booking and management skills, Cody and Trips. It has nothing to do with their in-ring performance, because Trips is not the in-ring performer that Cody is. But I'm switching Cody and Trips because Trips can book NXT to be the second best product, potentially the best product, with a roster that is not as loaded as WWE's roster is. And so I would love to just get a sample of what Trips would do with a primetime spot without having his roster bastardized on a regular basis. With the characters that he has there, I'd love to see what Trips could do with AEW's roster. And I'd love to see what Cody could do with NXT's roster. Just switch them in terms of what they have to do, which does put Cody in the ring in NXT, and probably not Trips in the ring in AEW, except for, at WrestleMania. Oh, but there's not WrestleMania at AEW, so I guess we don't get Trips in the ring. Weird.
Well, there's All Out, which is the WrestleMania.
But it's not WrestleMania, and there's not 9-hour entrances. And Undertaker's retired.
I don't know. Cody Rhodes, really, his entrances do take like forever, like Trips' entrances do.
If Trips is on the booking committee, he can make a 9-hour entrance.
He can make a 9. Yeah,
that's true. I really, really would love to see what they would do with each other's rosters. That's the primary reason I would do that. It probably skews my trades towards WWE. That's mostly because of Kenny.
I don't know, Cesaro and AEW and Brian Cage. That's such an even trade. I really love that one.
It's so very fair. It really is. Everybody benefits. Literally, WWE benefits, AEW benefits, Cesaro benefits, Brian Cage benefits. Every single person gets a better spot there. And I think Shotzi and Abaddon do that, but apparently I missed a match that says Abaddon's better than Shotzi.
Well, no. But I mean, that tag match in NXT was spot on, is what I'm talking about.
Shotzi's great. I think Shotzi is fantastic. And a year ago, I was saying she had too much delay in her offense. That has fixed. She has definitely fixed that. I am a Shotzi fan now, so.
Yeah. Shotzi to the heart
and to blame.
Sorry.
So, any of those that have to be thrown out? There?
No, I think in the end, I'll allow them all, although.
I'm curious to what you would do, because I feel like this is really up your alley.
Like I said, it's a tough one. And that's kind of why I put it together, is because, instinctively, you're like, okay, we're going to take Cody, Kenny, Mox, Britt, and the Young Bucks, and we're going to put them in WWE, and then we're going to bring, and then you get stuck.
What are they going to fight if you take Seth and Roman?
Yeah. Take all of the good guys from WWE, and then you're back in the same thing.
I would love if Seth went to AEW too, actually. I'm
yeah,
sick
well,
and
and
tired
that's one of the ones. I kind of in DA Fabe's thing. I do think it's a shame if Kenny Omega never spends any time in WWE, but at the same point, I don't know if WWE would use him properly. So I go the opposite way,
Oh,
and
I would agree.
and I say instead, who can we bring from WWE over into AEW to have a banger match with Kenny Omega? And Seth Rollins is the one.
Yeah,
there. So
for sure.
Seth from WWE. In exchange, we've got to find someone roughly that level in WWE or in AEW. Dang. And this might not be quite the same level, but I think from an upside standpoint, on that same note, Darby. So Seth Rollins and Darby.
No, Darby'd get ruined in WWE.
Yeah, that's so mean to Darby.
I understand. I do. I think WWE
don't understand.
I think WWE would see the potential in him, especially with as popular as he is now, and could potentially have some fun with it. Just being the crazy one, but
Dominic Peter Avalon.
Yeah. I would say Dominic and Marco Stunt, but I don't think that's
fair to Marco Stunt.
Fair to Marco Stunt. I think there needs to be a bigger trade there. In terms of tag teams, I'm gonna maybe bend the rules a bit, and I'm gonna do the entire New Day for the entire Lucha, or not the entire Jurassic Express.
Oh, okay, yeah, that could work.
Because while I agree that as a whole the New Day is probably more popular than Jurassic Express, individually speaking, Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy are more popular and probably have bigger upsides as a whole. So
I think the biggest benefactor of that is Luchasaurus.
Yeah. They're not going to do anything with Jungle Boy. Marco Stunt is going to be some hornswoggle thing for a bit.
It's a sad thing for Marco Stunt.
And Luchasaurus technically has already been in WWE, and they didn't do anything with him then.
I would say there's actually two winners. Luchasaurus gets a win there, especially if he's on the NXT brand. And AEW gets a massive win there.
Yeah.
And having the New Day.
So so that's at 2 there. I am going to bring Candice LeRae in exchange for Chris Statlander.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Again, surprising, I know. But Chris Statlander, from a stature standpoint, fits the WWE mold of a lot of their women. So I like Candice LeRae. And I think AEW would give her the room to be Candice LeRae. And then in relationship, Johnny Gargano, because I'm not going to split up that family. Johnny Gargano comes over and headed back over that way.
You could even technically do Guevara there too.
Yeah, I thought about Guevara, but I kind of want to see a Gargano versus Guevara match.
Yeah,
so
fair.
This might be the biggest potential win for WWE.
MJF.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, that's actually a really good move. That's in the category of Cesaro and Cage. That is a win. Are you kidding me? That heel works. Nothing against AEW, but they haven't been around long enough to really develop super duper baby faces other than Darby.
Right.
And MJF is an incredible heel, and WWE needs an incredible heel right now.
Yeah, but it's a loss for AEW, is what I'm saying.
It is a loss for AEW.
Like Gargano's
Not in
great,
but in
Not
ring
in ring.
still,
not in ring. That's true.
yeah, in ring,
In ring,
Mike
that's,
over in
that's
ring.
an AEW
Yeah.
win.
That's true.
So that puts me at 4. So I just need one more.
Matt Hardy for Jeff Hardy.
No. No.
Did you see his cameo where Matt Hardy had to congratulate Hangman Page on a cameo?
I can't remember if I saw
On
that
taking
one.
his $971,000 and donated it to charity. What a waste! But congratulations, man. You did good.
Yeah, you won.
Almost $1 million.
I'm just trying to think who this last one would be. Exciting live stream we've got here.
Dum, 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 dum.
See, I think I agree with DA Fabe on Cesaro needs to be an AEW. The tougher thing is coming up with a person that makes it equal.
Well, we
That
clearly
isn't
all
Brian
decided
Cage.
Brian Cage. That isn't okay.
I agree. I don't want Brian Cage to go to WWE right now.
Right now. It's like eventually I do want Brian Cage to go to WWE.
Yeah,
Maybe
they're
you
not
could
doing much
include
with them, though.
Impact's roster, in which case Sami Callihan and Moose are good moves.
Yeah, that would be a
Who
good
would
move
both-
if I was included.
Both of those guys would benefit from WWE.
It's not a fair move, so I can't do that one. You guys would say
Marco
no.
Stunt for Cesaro.
I was gonna say Jake Hager.
No, it's not fair.
Boy, that's like fucking Jake Hager.
Yeah, but frankly,
We, the people, are going back to WWE and getting.
Yeah. Can we get Jeb Coulter back?
I have
If
an
we get
idea.
Jeb Coulter,
Okay,
I'm down.
tell me whether you think this is fair. Cesaro to AEW and Wardlow to WWE.
It's fair. It's not Brian Cage. I think Wardlow to NXT would be fair because it would give him some time to develop. Well, and that means he's joining MJF, which is not a bad move. Yeah, I think that works. As long as he's in Tyson Tomko, Diesel, Psycho Sid
WWE
type
definitely
bodyguard
do
role.
that.
while he's
WWE definitely
developing.
do that.
Yeah.
Or
I think if
Omos.
he's-
I still want to
and
point out
Omos
that
role.
that cage match that he had with Cody was phenomenal. So I
Yeah.
don't know how much.
Yeah, it
development
was.
he needs, so
It's not right to put a match with Cody. It's like saying, oh, he had a really great match that one time. Remember when he fought Daniel Bryan? Well, shit. I mean, Daniel Bryan could face me in the ring, and suddenly I'd look like I know what the fuck I'm doing.
I don't know about that one. You have to kind of have some kind of in-ring training.
now, if you'd said Kenny Omega, I would have said, yeah, I totally agree with you because
Yeah.
he had a match with the blow up doll and made the blow up doll look fantastic. So.
Most
I think the
blow-up
blow-up doll
dolls
might
look
Is that match
fantastic.
filmed? Is that match filmed?
Yes. You can at least, I don't know if it's filmed from beginning to end, but you can find at least clips
Snippets. Okay.
My blow-up doll face.
Jesus.
If your blow-up doll has a runny nose, it doesn't mean that it has allergies. It means that it's full.
Yes.
Oh,
Clear it out.
Jesus.
And now it's
Well, on
time to
that
move on
note-
to our other game.
We're gonna move on to our other game. It is our lovely game of Ring of Honor, AEW, or Impact, where I challenge them and then they eventually challenge back with 3 current WWE wrestlers that they have to choose to relocate to AEW, Impact, or Ring of Honor. And we're gonna have. Should we do 4? No, we're gonna do
4
3.
horsemen.
The elite, the elite. So your challenge, it's going to be fun because I have to specifically point out that it's 3 current WWE wrestlers, and that's the important word there. So your 3 I'm challenging you to do is Ava Marie, Lana, and Aaliyah.
Who the hell's Aaliyah?
She's in NXT.
Okay.
She's part of the Robert Stone brand.
My bad. I've only started watching. Guys, I feel very happy, by the way. I haven't watched Raw, and I'm like, you know what? Hey, I'll watch NXT. I'm all fresh, and I enjoyed every little bit of it, and I didn't waste my time. Best decision I've ever made. Scrap Raw on Mondays, watch NXT full on Tuesdays, get my AEW on Wednesdays, and that's my wrestling for the week. No SmackDown.
Now, if we had 10 more Patreon users and then another 1,000 on top of that, you guys would force us to watch Raw.
Yes, we wouldn't have much of a choice.
You can't pay me enough money to watch Raw anymore. I've been doing it for too long.
I bet you.
I'm pretty sure Smarks would. I'm pretty sure Smarks and you. Smarks, I know, would quit his job and just 1,000 more Patreon listeners.
Yep.
Absolutely, Smarks would be like, fine, I'll do nightly reviews on crappy wrestling and everything.
You better believe it. Show me those ducats, baby.
So,
dollar bills, y'all.
I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
I'm going to take Lana to AEW. Because that's where Miroslav is. That's the only reason. Because I regardless of how much I don't like her as a wrestler, her management skills were entertaining. And damn it, did I lose you guys?
Nope.
Okay, my screen froze. So, and damn it, hold on. There we go. It's back. There we go. Okay. Relationships matter, so that's why I would take her back to or over to AEW. Shut up, fuckers. Anyway, the second thing I would do is this is solely because of height and under the potential that maybe she's trained well. Maybe I'm going to put Eva Marie on Impact. God, please tell me you've trained some Eva Marie. And last but not least, Aaliyah, I have never, ever been impressed with. Robert Stone carries her on vignettes. And on storyline. And so, and I've also never been impressed with Aaliyah in the ring. So Aaliyah is going to go to ROH.
Okay. JLB, your turn.
Okay. So, I guess I'll just switch it up to be different. Because I know nothing.
Mostly because you don't know who Aaliyah is.
Well, that too. Aaliyah's technically is going to go to ROH because I don't know who she is. I've definitely seen her because I know Robert Stone, and I've seen her with Robert Stone. Never seen her wrestle, so can't say much. It's really hard with Eva Marie. Like, she's not going to be beneficial anywhere. but maybe AEW will do something with her. AEW will do something with her. So let's bring her to AEW. And I feel like Lana, it's kind of hard to do anything different from what you have. But I'll be different and say Lana to Impact and Eva Marie to AEW. And I'll just keep it like that just because I don't want to see them do Lana and Miro together. It's going to be a whole nother thing. Oh, you're just doing what WWE did. No bueno. I wouldn't want that. So
No,
let's keep them
I don't
separate.
think they have to be together. I just want them to be able to be together.
Nope. They're not in the matchmaking business, okay? They're in the wrestling business.
They're
don't need to be
married.
To wrestling.
God,
I would point out that as wrestlers, they are in the matchmaking business.
Oh.
I wish this StreamYard had actually sound effects we could use just for buttons, like.
But I'm ching.
See, that worked perfect. You did
Waka
amazing.
waka waka.
All right, next.
Oh, am I going next?
Clearly.
Next.
That was JLB saying, obviously not me, because I don't know what I'm doing. So,
Yep.
Okay. We're gonna go with the toast of the town, the NXT women, or I'm sorry, the women's champions, all of them. So we're gonna go with Rhea and Bianca and Raquel Gonzalez.
okay. So, Rhea, jeez, this one's tough. Rhea to I was gonna go AEW. No, Rhea to Impact. Rhea to Impact.
So Rhea to Impact.
Yep. Rhea
Okay,
to Impact. Bianca to AEW. Bianca Belair. Which then leaves Raquel Gonzalez to go to Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor that just announced this week that they are, or maybe it was last week, that they are revamping their women's division to make it more prestigious and focus on it more. So a Raquel Gonzalez coming there could really help beef up that division and give it some added oomph.
Nice.
But no, it's tough because part of me wanted to put Rhea in
Good job.
AEW, but I'm like, I think Rhea's attitude fits Impact a little bit better, and Bianca Belair also helps bring a little bit of much needed color to AEW.
And Tude. She plays that Tude really well with her being the bestest and all that. And she's the same character as Sasha Banks, you know, the over cocky or too confident wrestler, but she can also back it up, sort of her deal. So yeah, she would definitely fit in well. I see her and Britt doing like a crazy feud.
Mm-hmm.
So nice, good call.
So what would you do?
So I don't see where the EST of AEW would go. She would definitely stay in AEW's. But I think Raquel Gonzalez would technically work better in Impact, and Rhea is going to go to ROH just because Raquel, I feel, would be a better fit. And Rhea is taking the and I don't know, maybe she'll be the new part of the newer revamped ROH system and actually become a champion there. Well, sorry, she is a champion in WWE, but no one cares. And Charlotte's just going to win it on Backlash. So, la-di-da.
You mean WrestleMania Backlash?
Oh, apologies.
Yeah, get it
I'm
right.
sorry. I
Yeah,
know.
seriously.
Jeez.
Can't forget about WrestleMania SummerSlam.
Is that this week or next week?
Next
Week?
week.
Right? If we watched Raw, we would have known. Just saying.
I watched a bit of Raw, and I think they said, I think they said we're a week away from.
Oh,
Live on Peacock.
They're legit calling it WrestleMania Backlash. I legit put that in, and it gave me.
Yes, no, I'm not even joking. They're calling, but my joke is that they're gonna call it WrestleMania SummerSlam, and then WrestleMania Royal Rumble next year. And
I feel like they can't. I feel like they can't do that. That's enough. Maybe just the pay-per-view after WrestleMania. Cool story, bro. But it's May 16th, so we're good. We have another week. Right? Yeah. We're May the 4th be with you. We have another week. So
yes, we have another.
Thank God. Still haven't posted my WrestleMania
Why? I
results.
made it almost all day with nobody saying that shit to me. And I like Star Wars, but I'm over it.
Well, just be prepared. Tomorrow was Revenge of the 5th. So.
Jeez.
No, it would make sense if it was the 6th. Why the 5th? It's the Sith. It works for the 6th. I think you're creating your own thing now.
You Google it. Revenge of the 5th. I did not make it up.
And by the way, Disney Plus does have a lot of May the 4th be with you stuff, and they have just how I Met Your Mother episode that was about Star Wars, The Simpsons, obviously Family Guy. So that was kind of fun. I didn't choose to watch a Star Wars movie. I just chose to watch How I Met Your Mother because that's always a good time. And we're not a show podcast, so apologies. But just wanted to point out.
I love that you're snorting your webcam right now.
Yeah, my bad. I'm looking at my computer screen, checking something out here. Someone messaged me.
Yeah, it was me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me.
Great.
Over and over again.
So now it is JLB's turn to challenge us.
Yep, that's fair. So I'm going to go with WW. Okay. Yeah, I'll go with guys that should have been something already in the WWE sort of ordeal. So they should have already been top tier. And so I'm going with Ricochet. I don't know if it's fair to say Keith Lee, but let's put Keith Lee in there. And although he was a big thing in NXT, but I guess main roster wise, because everyone was bigger in NXT and then they went to WWE roster. So Keith Lee, Ricochet. And we're going to say Asuka. Because she was a lot bigger in NXT than this gimmick laughable. No, Shinsuke. Excuse me. Let's say Shinsuke, actually. That's a better, maybe more less controversial approach.
So Keith Lee, Ricochet, and Shinsuke.
Yeah.
So I think I am going to do Shinsuke to AEW, Keith Lee to Impact, Ricochet to Ring of Honor. I think Ring of Honor would use his athleticism better. AEW already has a whole bunch of spot monkeys. So,
wow, did you just call Ricochet a monkey?
He did.
I call them a spot monkey. It's a specific breed of monkey.
He's bringing it back.
I'm bringing Spot Monkey back. Yeah.
Taking it back for the good guys. And so I think Keith Lee would fit in really well in Impact. Keith Lee versus Moose, Keith Lee versus Willie Mack. Those would be phenomenal. Keith Lee versus Eddie Edwards would be a great match. And then AEW with Shinsuke. I think those would be great matches. So, but obviously,
you're
DHA
wrong. Is what you are. You're wrong. Hands down, you're wrong. I hate saying it, but Ricochet needs to go to Impact. No ifs, ands, or buts. Ultimate X match, man. They aren't really using it that much, but they'll bring it back. They're bringing Ultimate X back.
Yeah.
What's that?
I just said specifically for Ricochet. They're gonna bring it back.
Yeah. I mean, you get Ricochet on your roster, you're like, what's a fucking cool match that we can do that's off the ground? Oh, yeah, we have this one in the archives.
That's it.
Who's he facing? Eddie Edwards? Perfect. Eddie can't climb up there. I know. It's okay. Ricochet will do it. Like, fantastic. I can see Ricochet like tightrope walking the ropes on the Ultimate X, like whatever.
For sure.
Like,
for sure.
Crazy ass shit. Keith Lee to AEW because Keith Lee to AEW. Like, yeah.
There's
not even a conversation there. Like, Keith Lee versus anybody on the AEW roster. Keith Lee versus Darby Allin. Okay, I'll watch a coffin drop get caught in midair, and then I'll watch Keith Lee like kip up holding Darby Allin
and do a Spanish fly.
Yeah, from his back, like whatever. Like he can do whatever he wants. It's Keith Lee.
Super.
He has no limit. He's limitless.
Oh, look at you go.
Yeah, I know. It's good stuff. And Shinsuke is only with WWE because he wants to stay stateside, which he can do with ROH and coach, guide, lead, all that stuff. Not that I don't like Shinsuke. I just think that he is in the I'm focused on my family stage of his career, and his family likes it here in the States. And so why not do that with ROH and teach, guide, gain, help people be better? And would still pull eyes to ROH. So, and I think his promo skills would get used in ROH because they'd be like, well, he can cut a promo. Some of our guys can't. So that's what I do.
Okay.
That's fair.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
I'm just saying, I want to see
Ricochet to ROH. Ricochet to ROH to be King Ricochet again. Like, it's happened.
Yeah. Been there, done that. You want to evolve, not evolve, but you want to evolve.
Evolution.
Evolution. So,
oh my god!
But yeah, no.
She's gonna win the title at the second Evolution
Women's
pay-per-view ever.
If they do
oh
one, yeah.
my god!
It's definitely a WWE thing to do, for sure. It's done. It's written. It's done. Eva Marie, you're signed again. Guess what's gonna happen? We're gonna get a WWE Evolution Women's second pay-per-view back, and you're going to win the title there. That's some good S word.
Vince is going to ruin one of the best pay-per-views of all time.
That's what he does. Have you not seen the Saudi Arabia shows or like the greatest?
You're acting like it's a surprising thing.
Yeah.
God.
If he didn't, I would be surprised.
God. Ugh.
But that's if they do one.
Yeah.
So wait,
They'd have to decide to do one again for
That's
that to
it.
matter.
It's probably the only way we get one is now that we have evolution, whatever it
Yeah.
is.
See, I think they're more likely to do it with her as the host of it because it's evolution, and she's the mastermind behind it.
Yeah. After Stephanie McMahon created women, Eva Marie created women's wrestling.
Honestly, they might go the evolution route. They might put her the leader of Evolution Women's Stable. I feel like she would definitely do that. Or Vince would definitely do that, or Bruce Pritchard would. It feels like let's make a women's revolution. What are we calling it again? Yes, evolution. We'll have Mickey James. Oh, we already fired her. Let's hire her again. She'll be part of that freaking thing. But
who did the garbage bag that I told them to do?
Yeah. Oh, it was the guy that's been stealing championship belts.
Oh. Well, leave him fired.
Yeah.
Hire him again so we can fire him again.
Well,
I feel like he's
Bischoff, so you know.
Jeez.
Well, on that note, we will wrap things up for the Fantasy Booking Institute. Make sure to go and like and share and subscribe to the podcast. You can like it on whatever podcast platform you use so that you get notified when we post new episodes. You can also subscribe to it here on the Facebook and the YouTubes and all of that stuff. And like DA Fabe's pointing, you can follow me on social media at Raw and Order WBU. You can follow DA Fabe at
DA Vincent K. Fabe. I'll post stupid shit.
Yes, occasionally.
Occasionally.
Every so often. Every blue moon.
And you can follow JLB
at JLB420. Real Talk Radio is the brand at Real Talk Radio 8. Anchor.fm/RTR is where you can find all the streamables. I might be starting to do video things soon too, because this program looks pretty easy peasy. And yeah, if I can just shoot the shit without having to worry about all the technical stuff, gee golly, I am going to be in your face. And that's it. Back to you.
And once you're done following us on the social medias, you can go to iTunes and give us 5 stars, just like the number of stars you will give your vacation at beautiful Turks and Caicos.
5.
$5 foot. No, that's not where we're going.
No, we don't want to be associated with Jared. No.
You're correct there. We do not. But on that note, we will wrap things up on the Fantasy Booking Institute. Thanks for listening. We will see you soon.
5. We need to 5 time. You gave us stars.